This is such a popular dish. It is served all around the world and it is an absolute pub favorite. I'm making my classic chicken parmigiana. Now, firstly, I'm going to be making the marinara sauce that we're going to be putting with the parmigiana later on. Now, you can buy marinara sauce in jars and there's some pretty good ones out there, but you can make a really beautiful tasting marinara sauce in 20 minutes and it will taste so fresh. So into a medium saucepan over a medium to high heat, I add the olive oil and I soften the onion and garlic for 1 to 2 minutes. I add the passata and the tomato paste. I bring it to a boil, I reduce the heat, and then I add some salt, a pinch of sugar, and some basil as well, some fresh basil. And I just let that cook down for 20 minutes. It will reduce slightly. And simply, I just grab my Bay Mix and I just start to mix it all together, blend it up, and you've got this beautiful, rich, fresh tasting marinara sauce that is ready to go. Now, chicken parmigiana is not truly an Italian dish because the Italians used eggplants originally. It wasn't until immigrants to the US and they started using chicken and veal. So start to prep your chicken and very simply just trim all the fat, as much as the fat as you can off the chicken, and using a really sharp knife, just cut halfway into the chicken, and before you get to the end, just run your knife all the way down and then open the chicken up. Almost like you've butterflied the chicken breast. Now we want to thin this chicken breast out. Normally, you would hit it with a rolling pin or a meat mallet or something like that. We're not going to do that today. What I'm going to do, between 2 layers of baking paper or parchment paper, I'm going to place the chicken in the middle. And I'm going to use a rolling pin, and much like I would with pastry, I'm just going to roll the chicken. Now this works when you've got a really heavy rolling pin like I do. So if you don't have one of them, you can use a meat mallet or the back of a saucepan if you wanted to, just to flatten it out and get it nice and even and thin. Now for me, I like my chicken parmigiana a little bit thicker than what they would normally serve in the restaurant. I like mine about 1 centimeter thick. Once you've done the chicken, put it to one side and we're gonna get started on the breading. So I've got fresh white breadcrumbs, I've got plain flour, and I've also got an egg wash, which is just a couple of eggs mixed in with some milk. But it's the breadcrumbs that I want to concentrate on and really flavor up. So I'm going to add some salt, and I'm also adding in some cayenne pepper. Now the cayenne pepper really gives this a bit of a heat kick that I think goes so well with the marinara sauce and just really balances the dish a bit better. But if you're not a fan of that heat, you could use some smoked paprika or something similar like that. And then of course, I'm adding in the most crucial ingredient to this dish, some Parmigiano Reggiano, and make sure you use this cheese because you are gonna get such an awesome flavor. I said this a few days ago in another recipe, the Parmigiano Reggiano is worth every single cent. So I grate that into the crumbs, mix it all around. So now that the crumbs mixture, all our breading is ready to go, I place the chicken into the flour and I dust it off, get all the excess flour off. I then place it into the egg wash and make sure it's all covered. And finally, I place it into the breadcrumbs and I really press down. I want those breadcrumbs to be really sticking to that chicken. I want a beautiful crumb on that and a nice even coating all the way around. So once you've crumbed your chicken, what I do into a heavy base saucepan over a medium heat, I place in some olive oil. And once the oil is heated, I lay down the chicken and I'm looking for a nice golden crumb coating on that chicken. I'm not looking to cook it all the way through because we're going to do that in the oven. And right at the last second, just before I turn it, I just add some knobs of butter into it. And what the butter does, it gives it a nice richness, but it also helps caramelize and give that nice color as well to the chicken. So once it's done, take it out of the pan and I place the chicken into a baking dish, and on the top, I spread over that marinara sauce that we made before and slices of fresh mozzarella. I season just with a little bit of salt and cracked black pepper, and then I place it into the oven or under the griller or broiler for 8 to 10 minutes. Now to serve with it, I'm using some spaghetti. It's very simple. Follow the packet directions, get a good quality spaghetti into some boiling salted water, cook it for 8 to 10 minutes. You still want a little bit of bite to the spaghetti. You don't want it really soggy and yucky and messy. And then using up the rest of that marinara sauce, I just put in and coat that pasta after draining it. Throw in a few basil leaves as well. And serving is easy. Place the chicken parmigiana on a plate and have a look at it. Beautiful, that mozzarella cheese is just melted beautifully and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Serve it with the pasta. And what I do finally, just grate over some extra Parmigiano Reggiano over the pasta, over the chicken parm, and you have the most amazing chicken parmigiana that will beat anything that you will get from a restaurant, anything you'll get from a pub. It is so delicious. It is fresh and flavorful from top to bottom. It is an absolute winner and the whole family will absolutely adore it. And look how moist the chicken is. The breading is nice and crispy as well. And I know you will want this recipe, so links are in the description below. Please check it out on my website. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you real soon for another recipe. Have an amazing day.